waffle. I had a conversation the other day. I don't do it very often. I had a conversation about something which I've never really spoken about. Never spoken about it on any of this waffle. Don't usually speak about it in general, and that is that the moose is the moose doesn't eat meat or consume any part of an animal. These days everyone likes to give everyone else a label, but I like to remain label free as much as possible. Who needs a tag put on them, really? You know, they love their names. It's nice being able to label someone as vegan, or someone who does a vegetarian, or someone who's got a plant-based diet, or whatever else it might be. All that stuff. Yeah, it's handy when looking out for some different food if it's got a little name on it. It makes it a little bit easier. But for me, as an individual, I don't find the need for the label because, like anything, we do things for a reason. And people love to have their questions aimed at you and all the rest of it. So, just for once, I thought I'd actually have a little comment on the whole thing. It always interests me, people and their beliefs, their little belief systems, and what a belief is. I kind of take it that a belief is something which requires kind of constant backing up in order to be able to in order to kind of cling on to that thing that you're choosing to believe. It hasn't got to necessarily be based on fact or for example, I'm not picking on a religion, but let's pick a religion. Someone who is a Christian it's a belief, but there's no fact involved. Someone is choosing to believe in something, and they have to keep on backing up that belief by shutting out any other beliefs, anyone else's opinions, and by going to church and having all their belief justified. They have to constantly justify their belief, I think. And it must cause some level of confusion, because the person next door to them might have just as much of a valid belief in their own religion, and they have to, surely at some point you end up thinking, how is my God and my religion more true than that person's belief or religion? How does that work? How do you compartmentalize yourself that much that you can block out someone else's belief and not even allow any room for it, so that you can continue to justify your own belief? And again, I know why people do these things, and sometimes it's not necessarily a bad thing, because it helps them deal with whatever this craziness is. It gives people that something to focus on, something outside of themselves, and so on, which is a kind of different story in itself. And I guess I just wanted to, for me, anything to do with my choice of what I either putting on or around my body isn't anything to do with a belief, and it makes it so much easier to kind of talk about it, because it's not a belief system. I haven't got to believe anything. It's just, for me, it totally and utterly just comes down to the fact that I make a choice to think that every being on this planet has the right to life on this planet, and to be able to live out that life in to their fullest potential. And that can sound all airy fairy if that's how you choose to take it, but that's how I see it. It's not a belief. It's not something I need to justify. I don't need to read the vegan Bible or whatever. I can say with the hand on my heart that is, that's for me. That's a reason to not want to consume or wear or rub onto myself another being that's got just as much right to be here as I have. And it's fair enough. No one can attack you for it. Well, can if they want. It's not going to change anything, because I can have that thought. And it doesn't come down to I don't do it for my health. I don't need to sit and justify where I get my protein, where I get my vitamin B12, or any of the other stuff like that. I don't need to justify anything, because I'm not doing it for those reasons. That doesn't mean I go out of my way to not look after myself. As far as I'm concerned, I do my best to eat as varied whatever, and keep myself busy. Blah blah blah. Fair enough. I don't spend all my life staring at a screen. I don't spend all my life sitting indoors. I don't spend all my life on social media. I walk around, whatever it might be, have an exercise. So, fair enough, isn't it? And it does come back to how we. To me, it comes back to how we treat other beings. And again, to me, as far as I'm concerned, the way that we treat other beings, i.e., animals, but not just animals, and also how we treat the rest of the natural world, is a direct reflection on how we treat each other. We should be able to hold the whole natural world up as a giant mirror, and see and say, until we can treat the external world with some respect and some care and some love, instead of fucking murdering it and raping it and pillaging it, then we will never be able to treat ourselves with anything other than with respect and love. And it's just as much that as anything else. And I don't personally feel like I'm being a hypocrite. I'm sure there's loads of things which I'm doing which on some level cause some harm, but this isn't. It's like everything else. It's part of a journey. Your life's a journey, and it's a journey of learning, and this is it's just as much about learning as I go along as anything else is. Learning other ways, how I may be causing harm, or other things which I can do different, so that I'm truly living up to what I think, and I think that's fair enough. we're presented as these kind of enlightened beings, which ironic. But surely, if I was to say anything, it would be that surely it's anyone could look at the mass farming that goes on, even if you don't want to look at the end result, anyone can look at the mass farming that goes on and sees the way that other beings on this planet are treated, rammed in together from birth, and the fact that they're treated like shit and they living in shit and squalor. They are fed shit food, and they do end up either pecking each other or biting at each other, or they live lives pathetically under crappy lights, and they're weak and just um they're not even a shadow of the beautiful, amazing, energetic creatures they should be allowed to be. They're just caged shit, and surely that's not right. Even if I don't know, it's not right, is it? We wouldn't treat any. We would. We shouldn't treat any beings like that. Doesn't matter whether if it was a room full of children rather than a room full of lambs, there'd be uproar. But no one, it doesn't matter. But why doesn't it matter? At what point do humans lose their humanity? And that's a sad thing. And again, until we regain that humanity, we will never treat any other beings, including ourselves, with that same humanity that we should have. It's just, it's not preaching, it's education. One of the people I was speaking the other day was saying, it's fine, I've got nothing against vegans, as long as they don't go, kind of preaching to me, or pushing it in my face. And I thought, well, that's fine, I guess. I'm not going to preach and push my opinions in your face, but the meat industry pays knows how many billions or whatever of whatever currency a year to promote itself, to push it into people's faces. You walk around your average bus stop and have a look and see what the advert's for, or you look in you see online, you're looking in magazines, in newspapers, you hear them in radio adverts, the stuff that gets dropped for your letterbox, just drive along the side of the road. That's pushing something in your face. Having an opinion that might defend, no, having an opinion that might warrant thought regarding the treatment of other beings on this planet. Why not? Why should someone not be allowed to have their say? That's not pushing something that's untrue or that's being moralistic. It's just it's in a way it's a fact. And maybe it's time that people did kind of, if nothing else, at least acknowledge the misery that people are capable of causing just to get their needs met. And that can be the second part of this waffle, I think. Thanks.